David, 45, president of the Miami Marlins. I'm in charge of the business and baseball operations, reporting to the owner of the team, Jeffrey Loria. I have three children. My daughter Hannah is 18, my daughter Kira is 15, and my son Caleb is 10. I've basically been playing the game Survivor for the last 14 years that I've been in baseball. Every single season, there's only one winner at the end, and that is the ultimate team that can outlast, outwit, and outplay. Getting a ballpark built was also a game of Survivor, getting votes required to get a new ballpark built. So I've been playing this game for a long time, just not on the beach. My strength in running the Marlins, I think, is my ability to pay attention to what's going on around me and my ability to relate to players and executives alike and try to make sure that everyone's doing really what we want them to do, but make it as though it's their idea to do it. You can never sell at the highest point or buy at the lowest point, so you really have to just do your best to make a move at the time that you think it's the most advantageous to your entire team moving forward. In this game, the moves are about making your game move forward. So this is a much more selfish game than the game of baseball. You're putting together a team of 25 personalities, trying to win as many games as possible on the field, and then hundreds of people off the field trying to help the players win. This game's a little different in that my goal is very simple. As soon as one of the players can't help me advance to the next level, that's when it's time for that player to go. The number one reason I'm here is this is the fastest way I can think of to ever make $1 million. This will take 39 days. So that doesn't happen in the real world unless you're a player, which I am not. So that's number one. Number two, the ability to pick off people one at a time and to really categorize what I do off the field in my real world and bring it here onto the island and watch which parts match and which parts don't, and then adjust as I go. That's something that's always interested me since the first season, 2000. I started watching Survivor in the year 2000, and 2000 was my first season in baseball. So there has been no baseball career without Survivor, and there's been no Survivor without baseball, and I've watched both of them change over time, and now I'm ready to put what I know about each together and come out at the end. As the president of the Marlins, one of the things I would say that is my reputation is that I really don't care what other people think about me at all. And I run the business with the owner and with everyone around me because I do what I think is right at all times. The way that will translate here on this island is I'm going to have to be a little more quiet about how I do things in the beginning. I'm going to have to really play like a game of capture the flag, where you're the silent assassin, where you come around back behind someone, you rip off their flag, and they turn around, and you're gone already. It's like silent killer. And I think that that will be an interesting thing to get done here, and you do that in the beginning only. As the game proceeds, it's hard to stay silent, because when there are fewer people, you have a strategy, and people are picking up on that. So I think there'll be a lot of adjusting as I go, and that's something that baseball has taught me, how to adjust. Even during a 9-inning game, there's 55 adjustments that go on. Even during an at-bat, there's adjustments. So to think that there won't be during a 39-day game is a mistake. I've tried to spend my whole life doing things that are extraordinary that everyone could do, but they just choose not to. I would love to be able to dunk a basketball. That would be a dream on a regulation 10-foot hoop. It's not going to happen. I would love to hit Jose Fernandez fastball at 98 miles an hour, but it's not going to happen. But I've done things like do the Ironman in Hawaii. Anyone can do an Ironman. You just have to have the discipline to train. Or I've run a double marathon for charity. Anyone can run 52 miles in a day. You just have to have the discipline not to quit. Survivor is a game that so few people have done, but it's open to anybody. It's open to anyone who has the desire to exit their comfort zone, do something a little different and extraordinary, and on top of that, get $1 million. So for me, it was just a straight win-win. You had me at hello first season. I think that my biggest challenge as the game proceeds is making sure that in the beginning, for the first 4 or 5 days, that I let people do what they're going to do and not impose on them, because my personality is such that if I see that things can be done more efficiently, maybe I'll have a tendency to say something or to put myself in a position where they'd say, you know, there's a know-it-all, you know, in his khakis and blue shirt, you know, let's get rid of him. So I think one of the differences that I'm going to have to really be cognizant of from the beginning is to stand back a little bit and let people have ideas. Because at the end of the day, am I really going to care whether the shelter is 3 feet to the left or to the right? Well, in the real world, yes, I would, because I understand the ripple effect of having the shelter in the wrong place. But in the beginning, I have to just subjugate. That is my word of the show, is subjugate. And that is what I will do. I somehow feel that it's my destiny to be on Survivor right now, because I think about when I was in law school and learning how to formulate an argument. I think about not caring that I didn't know the exact rules of civil procedure, but I knew how to get people to understand what I was trying to accomplish. It reminds me of a law school exam in accounting, and I was asked a question, and my answer was very simple. People were going crazy, writing blue books and blue books, and I said, for that very complicated issue in accounting, I would immediately discuss it with my accountant. And I handed it in. And I didn't get an A, and I didn't get a C. And that was right, and that was fine. You take the B and you move along to the next question, to the next issue. It's about allocating your time and learning when you can pounce and when you can cut a corner to accomplish what you need to, and when you have to take the long approach. When I was selling newspapers in Europe, I had to take the long approach, going door to door with expatriates and explaining to them that I could get them the Sunday New York Times in Europe on the same day. You can't do that in a global way. It's one at a time, man-to-man warfare. So when I think about Survivor, there's going to be times that it's going to have to be man-to-man or man-to-woman. I'm going to have to go one person at a time, go through what I'm doing, go through what they're doing, and have the strategy play out. There's going to be times when it can be done in a little more of a global way. And everything that I think about and everything I've accomplished, I think has led me to this point, and now it's just time to play.